Hi. Give me a second to find and share this feed out. If you're just joining me, make sure you share this feed out too. And give me a second to do the same. I'm going to talk about the astral a little bit. I'm real excited too because this is one of my favorite topics to download on and to experience. So I want to talk about a little bit about the astral and the etheric today, and then do my usual cards. So go ahead and drop your name if you're going to want a card. Let's see. Give me a second to share this out. If you're just joining me, share this feed out too. I always need everyone too because Facebook's always banning me from sharing outside my own spaces. I give away an activation off of every video, but I don't find the person till the next day because I get that people are catching me on replay because of the time zone now. I just did a really good class video in our Awakening to Ascension class on the root chakra and grounding. That is an area that's in a Facebook group on here that we use as a class space too. So if you guys have not signed up to join our little class we're doing, make sure that you send an invite to the Awakening to Ascension group. I always put the links below, but I get a lot of video comments and they tend to get lost. That is a class we're doing for the entire year. It's 33 pounds a year, which is $40 American for the whole year. We're doing a lot of teaching about the chakras, healing, vitamins, detoxing, all the same kind of stuff, but clearly more like healer training and things like that. So it's amazing because I had a lot of people coming to me and saying, we would like Chakra 101, we would like some Ascension 101, and that's a good space that we can do that in because, you know, my feeds are, you know, just me channeling and doing whatever. So it's a really good class space. I have another teacher, Brittany Duncan, who is assisting me. I have to update her last name too on my rant too. So you should change her last name. I'll get all that. But we have Brittany assisting us. She's really good and amazing. And so it's amazing to have two teachers in that space again working on this class. It's got a great energy in it. The posts are looking amazing going with it. I couldn't be more happy with where things are at. With the Awakening to Ascension space, make sure you guys send an invite if you haven't yet. I want to talk a little bit about different dimensions today. It really goes in with my last video I just did in that space too, because I was talking about the chakras. Your chakras are energy centers in your body that basically are portholes, gateways to other dimensions in this matrix, in this version of reality. So we're becoming multi-dimensional again for the first time in a while. We're, you know, having our bodies upgraded and activated and, you know, clearing out those energy centers, becoming more aligned with this universal energy all around us. You'll find that once you wake up that you might start to have crazy dream experiences and astral experiences. You might start to have out-of-body experiences, maybe seeing visuals, you know, premonitions of the future, downloads, things like that. Your third eye is for sure a connection to the astral as well as the etheric. The astral, just like it's a dream realm, right? A dimension of dreams, is a realm that you can go to when you sleep. There are many places you can end up sleeping, right? Many dimensions and realms that your soul can end up in. But in a basic way, we go to sleep, our light body leaves our body, and we can go to other dimensions. The astral happens on a subconscious level. We have the etheric, which I like to look at as everything around us, the energy around us, the etheric, the other sense people have kind of discounted. This etheric energy, this etheric plane is, you know, where you would exist in an ascended state. It would be where Atlantis and Lemuria would exist in the now, the ascended masters, the ones that have done this ascension path. The etheric is in the physical. I know, sometimes people think it's not, right? It's actually in the physical. But you cannot perceive it with most of your third dimensional senses. It's going to be beyond those senses, something that you're going to tune into in the unseen, the energy around you. There is a merging happening between the dimensions right now with this ascension and what is going on with the earth in a basic kind of way. The third dimension is collapsing into the fourth and into the fifth, right? We're going up in frequency on this planet, and there's no way people can't be feeling it, and it's having very real energetic effects on the collective. You know that we're going to transcend that third dimensional version of reality where a lot of people are stuck in with their learning process, going through this matrix on whatever level. There is a shifting that is occurring, not just within us, but within the earth. At this time, doing this ascension, and it's having very real effects on the dimensions. We have an eclipse at the end of next weekend, right? We'll start to feel this eclipse energy real crazy like Friday. I always tell people to try to rest up and recharge more until they do feel it. The more sensitive you are to energies or geomagnetic disturbances, the more you're going to feel this energy. So I've found that since I've had my awakening, I've become very energy sensitive, and I can really feel these storms more and more intensely as I'm going through this ascension process. This eclipse is like a doorway. It is a gateway. It is a porthole between these dimensions. It's a bridge. We can be using it on our ascension path to be landing on timelines that are more aligned with who we are and who we want to be as souls. We're using these energetic gateways to cross into other realms and other dimensions on a collective level as well. We're going to see a lot of ascension symptoms this weekend. People aren't drinking enough water and understanding that we're going through some heavy duty light body upgrades right now, right? So as this energy is hitting the planet, it is hitting your body, it is hitting your DNA, it's changing you on a cellular level, it is recoding your DNA, upgrading your light body. So we're going to see a lot of ascension symptoms. People need to be drinking a lot more water going through this next space storm. I said last week that we're kind of at a space in between these two eclipses, but this is no longer true. We're entering this next eclipse energy now. We have been for like a good day and a half. So we are at the beginning phases of this next space storm. Just as we have many fields and things around us on energetic levels, so does the earth. And these eclipses and these energies are changing and integrating and activating and upgrading the earth too. Just as we're doing this ascension process, the earth is too. These ascension symptoms come in all sorts of forms, right? Flu-like symptoms, ringing in the ears, dizziness, feeling really heavy, really tired, maybe not being able to sleep, being up at weird hours, being starving, not being hungry at all. It could be nausea, stomach issues, all sorts of symptoms going on like that. Try to drink more water. It will help you ground and handle this storm a lot better. I know I'm going to need to be chugging a lot of water. If you know me, I'm always drinking a ton of liquids. It will help you with this ascension. We need to make sure that we're grounding more and anchoring into these places on a vibrational level. As we're going through this ascension, it's changing our frequency. People are a lot like channels. If you guys want to come watch my feed, I'm hoping you guys are going to tune into the channel that I'm on, or whatever frequency I'm at. You'll notice that it's probably getting harder and harder to be around people that are, a mess or unhealed or toxic. As you're making this ascension path, there's always an energetic exchange, and it can be, harder and harder to go on to those lower and lower frequencies. Your soul might be craving to elevate and to tune into higher and higher frequencies around you. If you do a lot of energetic work, you can become like a guardian gatekeeper of these higher dimensions, because once you're living in them in an ascended state, when people collide with you or run into you, hopefully you'll be bringing them up to those frequencies. The dimensions are sorted by frequency. That is how you're able to access each one. So the third dimension on very low frequencies. When you're trying to tune into the higher ones, it's all about frequency. I did a talk in my grounding video a little bit earlier, so I'm not going to go into the same stuff, but fear will just drop you down in frequency immediately. You can't be in the fifth dimension on those frequencies and even have one fearful thought come in your mind without dropping you down completely to a lower dimension. People having a spiritual awakening, and it kind of goes in phases, and you end up on a fourth dimensional timeline. It is where most of humanity is trapped on, doing this awakening. It would be a realm of light and dark, a lot of shapeshifter entity type of things. Our soul is craving to keep elevating and to get out of that fourth dimensional box that a lot of the world has woken up onto. It's simple. You want to access higher dimensions, densities, become more multidimensional. You want to detox and raise your frequency. You want to become lighter and lighter. You'll probably need lighter foods to do this too. Alright, my link is above. Like I was talking about, I'm going to tell you guys what I'm doing really quick, and then I'm going to get into cards. If you guys are more interested in this kind of stuff, I did another video in our group on it. I always kind of touch base on it, overview it in my on this feed. So if you guys want to know more about this subject, go find my Awakening to Ascension feed I just got off of. Literally, I'm going to London for this next blood moon lunar eclipse. It's going to be a very powerful energy for our ascension. It's always kind of crazy to me before I'm getting ready to go do this crazy stuff, right? So I will be going to London. We will be over by the Canterbury ley line, and it has kind of a crazy energy there too. The universe is always bringing me to these fun places to play energy worker in. I'm doing activations. I'm doing a Sekhem Egyptian activation there. If you guys want to participate that and be on my list, you guys know my link is above. You guys can come find me. I have an event for this storm, what I'm doing there in London on the top of this page. If you guys want to participate or see what I have going on, I'm doing a mission in London, and I'm very excited about that, to kind of get out of my box and to be able to travel and to assist in other places. It's been pretty amazing this past year, so I'm really looking forward to that. So I'll mainly be here the second half of this storm, right? I'm doing a little recharge so the energy gets crazy. I'm going to make sure I'm really charged up and rested up for hitting this next shift we're going to go through. We're going to go do a nice collective timeline jump together in a few days, so I'm going to make sure that I'm rested up, that I'm grounded. I've been feeling a need to clean my space a lot. I was late doing my videos because I had to clean my floors on stage really good. I'm just feeling a draw to be keeping my space a lot clearer too, energetically. Make sure you guys are saging with these energy shifts. Make sure that you're keeping your space clean, getting rid of clutter. You know, you get rid of some garbage in your house and you have room for some new possibilities and probabilities in your life. So clutter tends to block our manifesting. More spring cleaning of your space, more setting up meditation areas, sacred areas that you can go to, you know, to do the spiritual things you're into. Trying to think if I forgot anything else. Just my usual. I'm doing readings today. If you guys need a reading or any kind of energy work, my link is above. I'm also manifesting students for my Awakening to Ascension class, but also Reiki students and other healing type of students. So if you guys have not done any type of energy healing, please go check out my Usai Reiki. Hit my inbox. Trisha Walker, awesome. I'm really excited about that Ascension class too. I'm going to be putting a lot of crazy energy into it. It was something I had just gotten started and was doing, and I guess it wasn't time yet, right? We needed Brittany to be able to do it. Now let's face it just wasn't time yet. We needed Brittany. Here she is. We're ready. Our movements are on fire. Our admin team's great. We're living Ascension, and we're doing this, and we're manifesting. We're trying to transform our lives, and we're working hard around here. So things couldn't be better at this time. We should be celebrating. Just the fact that we're awake and aware of what we're doing here is amazing, because you know humanity has been disconnected in that area for a really long time. You can see that with a lot of the religions that have kept going on and things like that, things that have been cutting humanity off from source. So for the first time in a long time, we're becoming very consciously aware of our purpose, what we're doing here. You know, we're supposed to be helping the greater good, doing missions, and we should be celebrating that I'm even sitting here having coffee, chatting with any of you. If you even find my video or come to my inbox, I view it as the universe sent you to me in some type of way so that I could assist in whatever level. So it's amazing we're even finding each other. Because when we're on low frequencies, let's face it, people have a hard time finding their soulmates, even though they're supposed to be all around us all the time, right? We have a hard time tuning in. So, you know, as the frequencies are going up, we're able to tune in, and you're noticing that the awake are on the same frequencies, right? The sleeping seem to be on the same frequencies too, unable to access the spiritual that we're just chilling in right now. And so you'll notice that the awake are gravitating together because we're on the same frequencies, so we're finding each other again, and that is very powerful. Celebrate. Enjoy your life now. We're waiting to get to this place, right? Be in the now more. Celebrate where we're at. Nicola Martin, good. She says she never watches my videos again. I'm getting new cards too. I maybe hopefully today, right? I'm getting new cards. I'm excited for it. I'm like throwing the cards out. Communication. Nicola is working on her throat chakra. She needs to just get on video and push past that fear and just, you know, start doing big feeds and light worker groups. But she has this fear about getting on video. We have this fear of speaking, right? Well, our truth is powerful. We see that there are very real fights going on globally to silence people. I'll just give you a quick breakdown of how it is for me. I do videos on Facebook, and because of the bans I get on here, I've been censoring myself. There are certain topics I'm not allowed to talk about. If I talk about certain topics, my feed will get cut off, I will get blocked, I will get censored, my video will have issues, right, tech issues and things like that. So I begin to censor myself, that I keep getting banned and I don't want to get banned. And so we think that we have this freedom of speech, but you're seeing the censorship where a lot of big sites like Alex Jones and other news sites have had their credit card servers and get screwed by their sites and things like that behind the scenes to try to silence humanity. Our words are powerful. We have energy all around us. Magic is energy and intent. That means that any thought, any word you're putting out becomes instant magic living in these places. We don't understand the power of our thoughts and our words here. We tend to throw them around freely. I will tell you, just getting on camera and talking about my life, the spiritual stuff that I'm experiencing has been so powerful. It has aligned all these light workers around me like a magnet and allowed people to be able to find me and access my version of reality over here. It's so powerful. So they're trying to silence us in very real ways. Speak your truth. That is the gateway that you need to enter the fifth dimension. People don't realize how powerful our throat chakra is in terms of this fifth dimension that we talk about, right? Your throat chakra is also a connection with your higher self. We need to make sure that our words are a good reflection of that higher self too. A lot of people that have a lot of throat problems or feel that they can't speak may have been cut off from that connection. Work on your connection with your higher self and speaking. It'll be a part that you need for this. It will. It's amazing that we live in a technological world because I can get on Facebook from my home and I can reach a lot of people too, right on Facebook, on these social media platforms. So, you know, it's opened us up in a lot of ways to be able to connect and to reach out globally in ways that we probably wouldn't have been able to before. Use these networks. We're seeing the light workers are using Facebook for good, flooding it with spiritual memes, you know, holistic posts and things like that. Stacy Veld, good morning. We're going through a crazy transformation energetically. So a lot of people might just be seeing the physical and not understanding that this is a merger of energies. We're supposed to come back to oneness with everything, all that is, on every level. So as these energies are hitting the planet and intensifying, an internal alchemy is occurring. They talk about alchemy as in turning lead to gold. That is what is happening to us. We're getting hit with a lot of heat, a lot of pressure, and it is doing something internally to alchemize the qualities within us. You'll notice you're probably a lot better of a person than you were 10 years ago. If you look at yourself, how you are now and who you were, you're probably unrecognizable, in fact, doing this awakening and this ascension on whatever regard. So we go through this earth school, this matrix, and we kind of get the bad qualities drilled out of us on whatever level, and at the end, we're supposed to be left with the core of who we are, basically, our higher selves. Von Carde says, yo man, Tell me what the heck is going on, because this reality is going crazy. Everything is changing behind my eyes. Like I said, we're becoming multi-dimensional. Yes, it is changing in front of your eyes. You should notice that whether it is stores you go to, items you're always using, maybe things are not around anymore, like brands changing. You can't get things you usually use for years. Weird things happening. Yes, things are transforming rapidly around here, and it's very important that we're doing our part in moving our own ascension forward too, and putting in the work to kind of move this forward. Let go of fear about anything that is occurring. People have so much. I gotta make fun of it. The government, the Illuminati, the dark, and all these kind of crazy, like, oh my god, the government is so powerful and we're so fucked, and these kind of programming that was drilled into humanity. And people are not understanding the universe and what it is capable of if it wants something, right? It's the entire universe. If it wants something, it got it. It's got this, right? It's got this ascension. So, you know what? We couldn't be standing in a more divine time for humanity. This is the evolution of humanity, where we go from these, heavy, dense, third-dimensional bodies and lower frequencies, and transcend all of that into the higher frequencies, living in a light body, being multi-dimensional, connected to the universe and source, service to others, and this is really where we're ended up. Let go of any fear. It drops your frequency right down. You can be in 5D, you have a fearful thought, come to mind, one thought, and it will just drop your frequency right down. Alchemize fear with gratitude. Just look around. Don't you have something to be grateful for? If you don't, I can show you some of these other countries and the end time news I follow. If you don't think you have a lot to be grateful for, go look at Syria. Kill fear with gratitude. Dalo business. Patience. Have patience in all this. I wanted this ascension done a couple years ago. Well, we have been doing this for a while now. We can't raise our frequency overnight. It would kill the entire planet. So that is not our goal. Our goal is to activate everyone and heal everyone and get everyone where they need to be on a multi-dimensional level. So, have patience with these energies, because they are intensifying and they're getting pretty intense around here. And we're doing things as fast as we possibly can. Have patience with the people that are not awake and on your same level. So I hate the twin flame label, because people have learned how to see themselves in another with that type of relationship, but we need to learn how to see that we're all one, and we need to see that oneness in everyone, not just in a love interest. Mara Lawler, good morning. Strength. With those fifth dimensional light bodies comes a spiritual strength that a lot of us were missing in the third dimension, right? So what happens? We get metals in our food and in our air and our water, and it changes our DNA. It shuts us down to 2 strands, cutting off our multi-dimensional access. It also weakens your light body. A lot of people are drained all the time, never have any energy. When you get really sick, your body begins to feel really weak, because if your light body is weak, it will make your body feel weak. You'll tend to feel pain more if you have light body DNA problems, anyone with chronic pain, any type of pain. Rosemary, good morning. She's on Facebook banned. Have gratitude. Sometimes I feel like we get these bans to give us a break, quarantined. I look at Facebook bans as quarantines from the universe. Have gratitude. We have, like I said, we have so much to be grateful for that we're even here having this conversation, participating in a global ascension, something that has never been attempted, to try to shift an entire planet all at once into higher frequencies. Be grateful for the experiences that you have had that have made you you. I have people dealing with some heavy past stuff. Hopefully this year people will feel they can stop looking back and feeling that they need to try to heal these things. I said it's less about the experiences that you had. The universe sees the lessons that you had more as an ingredient, as something that shaped you into who you are now. Less to even do with anything you experienced and went through or anything you didn't like. It was not even about your lessons. It was just about making you who you are right now, whatever level. And people are still carrying around those lessons like it was something they did or created, not understanding that until you wake up, you are not in conscious control of your reality. You're just viewing things, observing, responded to what your subconscious is throwing at you. Amy Zappa, good morning. Be still, be in the now. We're working on grounding today. I'm like the most ungrounded person ever, right? We're working on grounding, things that will help you ground and be in the now. We said our sage, letting go of fear, connecting with nature, water, the vitamins on that list. Like, I'm doing this class and I'm putting up, you know, vitamin posts, and I'm always learning new things that vitamin list is good for, that are mind-blowing to me with this ascension and the things that we're trying to do. So a lot of those vitamins are really good for your root chakra and grounding. I know that there's a lot of like victim mentality in the third dimension going on, but once you become awake, you are in conscious control of if you're creating your fears or your dreams. At some point in time, you have to just, if you have a lot of fearful thoughts, be like, no, I'm creating my dreams. Shut up. Shut up, ego, right? That would be a sign of ego, fear, because your soul is past all that. So if you have a lot of fear, you have a lot of ego programming to break past. You always have a choice if you're creating your dreams or your fears around here. Von Cardi, we're becoming much more conscious in these dimensions and in the astral and in our dream experiences on every level, yes. So we're becoming more lucid in our dream experiences, more in control, experimenting with our gifts that we have yet to even see here in this dimension yet, and kind of fine-tuning our abilities and things like that. Vaughn, walk your truth. We have a big emphasis on walking our truth. That means that it's one thing to watch spiritual YouTube videos and spiritual videos with tips and things that you should be doing. It's another to be doing these things. People think that they can reach a state of bliss and higher consciousness and higher awareness by watching a bunch of YouTube videos. Perfect. You're meant to take that knowledge and put it into practice. You guys hear me talk about the same things almost every day. So this is reprogramming your subconscious. It should get easier and easier the more you're listening to this type of stuff, but we got to put it into practice. More manifesting. Francisco, good morning. Mother Earth. Yup, we're getting called to connect with the Earth more. It's kind of cold here, as I'm sure it is a lot of places, but I'm looking forward to this summer because, you know, this planet is going to hit rebirth on these higher frequencies, and it's just going to be so amazing, right? So not only are we becoming multidimensional, so is the Earth. So is the Earth and the things we're going to be accessing and seeing. So definitely connect with the Earth more. I was talking about doing more energy exchanges with the Earth. The Earth has the capability of healing us, clearly. If you had a damaged cell in a body, would your body not be able to heal that cell? So we can look at ourselves as cells, the Earth as that one body, and if you really want to heal, get rid of negativity, get rid of anxiety, go out into nature more grounding. We're always the most ungrounded sides around here. Francisco too, he's Pisces, he's in his upper chakras like me. We could just float away in the ether, right? So we had to work on grounding more Earth. I said crystals, I have a whole pile of them right beside me. Crystals are like liquefied Earth energy. So they're really good for grounding. Whenever I'm making grids or playing with crystals, they immediately ground me. Christina Keeley, good morning. We need to make better choices. Now that we're consciously aware, we don't have any excuses, I said, right? No more victim excuses. We need to become consciously aware of the choices that we're making, and we need to make better choices. And, you know, we need to be focused on the all. The beginning third dimensional perspective is very I, ego, focused on yourself and not so much everyone around you, right? Coming into this perspective, and we need to be shifting into what is best for the collective, what is best for humanity, what kind of world are we leaving for the future generations if we continue on this course that humanity has been on for a while now. Brittany, shout out to our Awakening to Ascension. I'm just going to keep saying that name, right? Shout out to our other Awakening to Ascension teacher. She's supposed to take a time out like me. We're having a hard time doing this, right? We have this calling, these missions. We just want to put this work in to help this planet in whatever regard. So me and Brittany, I noticed, are going through upgrades at the same time. I wasn't feeling so hot yesterday and the day before, going through my round of light body activations. See, sometimes I go through my upgrades ahead of the storm so that I'm activated and ready to be doing my work and assisting for the storm. So me and Brittany are feeling like we should be doing our normal workflow, get to work, and you know, we're just kind of having a hard time and feeling extra dense in this energy right now. But take a break, take a time out, right? Listen to your body. I have a hard time doing the same. April Stevens, you're working on your crown chakra, right? Try to use the violet flame more. Violet flame is amazing for transmuting, but it's also of a purple frequency, just like your crown chakra. So make sure you guys are using the violet flame more. Visualize yourself burning in it, your house burning in it, anything that you're trying to use it for. Visualization is good with the violet flame. Lindsay Piccolo, this is a sacred journey. I know not everyone is aware of this. Some people are fast to discount the spiritual experiences happening around them, but everyone's actually on a very spiritual journey and having the most spiritual experience you could ever have. You can't get any closer to consciousness or God than being a human in whatever regard. Deanna Potter, good morning. We're beginning a new chapter starting this new year. I couldn't be more excited about this because I've been working really hard in my life. I just did a real over-the-top reset last year on my whole life. Something I think the earth might be doing too, right? Something we all might need to do at some point. Just do a reset, get rid of everything, just start over. It's really I don't know, it's really amazing energetically to do something like that. So I did this real big reset, and now I'm really glad that we have a blank space for this new year so that I can focus on what I want to manifest and create this year. So we should be spending a lot of time thinking about the things we want to manifest this year. Good things, I mean. Dale Marshall, unconditional love. We're trying to come back and embody that, and it's something I've been downloading a lot of information on. It might sound like a boring topic, unconditional love, but you know, I knew from a very young age when I first had my awakening. I was pretty young, and then I always say I got drugged back to sleep, but I was pretty young when I could see through this matrix and this illusion. I was probably 15 years old, if that. And you know, one of the first realizations I came to about this version of reality is that love is all that exists. Love is all that is real here. They say in the law of one, you can find love in every moment, every minute here. I know a lot of people like to complain and see things negative and from their perspective, but the spiritual consciousness and love is in every moment, and it's all that's real here. You'll notice when you're in the astral and some of these other places, like a death experience, the astral, the ego would not exist in these places, and you would only have that core love there at all. We transcend everything else but that love at some point. That's why we have soul recognition too when we meet certain people, where you know, the love that we had in past existences, past lives, never dies. It only transforms. It is an energy. So you could meet like a soulmate and be near someone, and you could have like an instant soul recognition, a crazy energy that you feel. That would be your past love. That energy is still there around you on whatever level. A lot of people have that with soulmate connections and things like that. We're talking about an unconditional love. One that will transcend time and space in whatever level. Love is something that will never die. More unconditional love. I always say use discernment. It doesn't mean you want the toxic people around you. Use discernment with who you allow into your space, but try to embody that unconditional love. You know, a lot of people have that hard time doing that with themselves. People have things that they're carrying around and haven't let go of. And if you can't come into unconditional love with yourself, you haven't completed yourself as a soul, and you'll keep getting lack of love reflected back to you. So it's really important, most of all, we have that unconditional love for ourselves. Regina Lali Morella. Shadow self. This is an integration on every level. Light and dark, good and bad. There's only energy. I'm sorry. There's no good and bad. There's different vibrations and different forms of energy and experiences occurring here. It is really important that any negative qualities within yourself that you are conquering them, transmuting them, overcoming them, getting rid of them on whatever level. So we're gonna, have all of our lessons through the people that we're learning with. A lot of people go through that empath narcissist type of relationship, and that is shadow work. That is healing of yourself. If you've ever met someone you didn't get along with, congratulations, you're working on your shadow. That's very egoic type of lessons, sent to you to conquer whatever qualities you have going on within you. People get really concerned trying to look into that shadow and to understand it and things like that. But after a certain place in my own journey, I was I was informed that I should be focusing on the light and the future of humanity, not the past and the darkness. I have a tendency to wander around these energies, right? And to explore and to snoop around in different areas I'm interested in. And just after a certain point of spending a lot of time working on healing past timelines collectively and things like that, I was just advised to stay focused on the future of humanity, where we're headed, and the light. Erica Elizabeth, you are limitless. But we had this programming going through school where we learned we couldn't do anything, and we had to be this person, and we had to do this, and these were our choices, right? And we just became so limiting to ourselves. That fear, that doubt, anything that is blocking you on your path, those are your limits you have placed on yourself. And this is really, a restructuring of our thinking to unlimit our minds on every level. You are limitless in what you are capable of. Just like I said, the universe is capable of mind-blowing, miraculous, amazing things. You're no less than that entire universe having an experience. Darlene Oz. Yeah, no one will be able to sleep good anyway with this lunar eclipse. It will force a reset, not just of you energetically, but of your melatonin levels in your brain. So we know that lunar cycles, let alone just the full moons, will throw off your sleep. And so, the eclipse can have those effects too. So I have been advising people to try to rest more, until this energy starts to peak like around Friday. Try to rest more if you can, meditate more, unplug more. Darlene, time to awaken. What? I'm already awake. Don't worry, this is a process. We're working on becoming lucid in this experience, So we're becoming more and more lucid, but like I said, until we can start doing crazy things like manipulating the dreamscape, Dale mentioned shape-shifting and things like that, we just have a little bit of work to do where we're headed. So, this eclipse is going to help waken us up more. It will help wake us up more on whatever level. It will come force a reset, pushing the planet into higher frequencies, and us too, and it's going to make us more lucid in these experiences. The more the frequencies are going up, it's affecting our brain waves and, what level of consciousness and how we're perceiving reality too. Nikki Mack, what can I do to feel better? My site link is above. Reiki. What can I do to feel better? Maybe check a chakra opening out. If you guys are having a lot of Ascension symptoms going through this, maybe you guys should check out my DNA activations. That'll really help you, so you don't have to, have the storm kicking you around to do it sometimes, and you can just kind of do it yourself and things like that. Check my link out above. Have some energy work done. Take vitamins, drink more water, try to get more rest, try to meditate more, try to unplug more. It'll all really help you. Nikki, balance. You need to work on more energetic balance, right? We're always talking about balance around here. It took me a long time to learn how to balance my own energy and how to not let everyone else's vibration keep influencing mine, and how to stand firm in my vibrational frequency. So work on better energetic balance. I always tell you guys to take more salt baths, right? Spend more time alone recharging. Reiki. I think the world just needs more vitamins and Reiki, and we can just heal this whole planet in 5 minutes. If people would comply and get with it, I really think so. You know that. Things are a lot simpler than we've been led to believe with this ascension. Michelle Whitfield, intuition. Our intuition is amplifying with this energy hitting the planet. You guys will be feeling really, really tuned in with this eclipse energy. I was paying attention to the energy the last eclipse that we're just coming out of. And after that solar eclipse, the energy, the vibration just felt so amazing for like a good, probably like 5-day period. It was just such like bliss frequencies. So I'm really looking forward to what this next eclipse is going to do to the energy in terms of, you know, these timelines and dimensions. Cindy Rose, I'm being stalked. You guys know I'm real into energetic boundaries and things like that. I have a lot of protection packages on my website if you really need it. But you are a teacher, you are a healer. A lot of times we get these lessons to push us in our path and to teach us about the spiritual, right? If you weren't getting entity stalked, how could you learn how to protect yourself, right? Make sure you're cutting your cords. I do that too. Put yourself in white light, you know, set healthy boundaries and things like that. Through your card. So you are a teacher and you're getting pushed into that role as a healer and teacher too. If you don't recognize that you are a healer and teacher on this feed, more inner work. Grazia, free spirit. We're after a liberation. I know people are like, what are people even doing on this planet? What is the point of all this? Your soul is after a deeper liberation from learning in these places on whatever level. We can't be tied to this place. We need to untangle ourselves from everything around us, things we're doing, right? Liberation is amazing once you're living in that state, as you guys know. Katrina Jackson, surrender. I was talking about that to my husband yesterday. I said it's part of the process, it's part of the awakening process to surrender to the universe at some point. Some of your hardest times would have made you most spiritual, right? Put someone in a crazy situation, they'll probably start praying, right? So your harder times probably put you in the most spiritual places you were not even aware of. So surrender is part of this process with the ego. I know, I love this cushion too, Lisa. I am working on redoing some of my meditation areas, as you guys know, which is a slow process if you ever deal with a Taurus. But it's coming along really good. I'm loving this space. I got another pillow over in the corner and meditation area set up there too, which I'm really excited to get going. More meditation areas. Amit Lalani, sending you a lot of love and Reiki on this feed. I always try to encourage people to watch my videos because hanging out with me, just hanging out with me, having this chat will heal you, activate you, and help you get where you need to be energetically. So I'm sending you a lot of Reiki. Shine brighter, light up. If you guys raise your frequency, you won't see anything negative around you at all. That if you guys are on low frequencies, you're going to see a lot of negative, low frequency type of stuff going on, low frequency type of experiences. The more that you continue to detox and elevate and raise your frequency, this kind of stuff will go away completely. Keep elevating, keep shining brighter, keep raising your frequency. The negative will disappear. It is possible to be living in a place of peace and bliss and gratitude in the same place as all this other stuff occurring, right? We have many lessons happening in the same place. Let's see, DM, good, you can save me. I'm not seeing the comments good on my feed today. DM, emotions. This eclipse is going to be very emotional for a lot of people. I said that we're releasing and transmuting and letting go of so much crap. Just our first half of our journey in the Matrix was taking on so much ancestral trauma and issues in our DNA that we had to work off and transmute, right? So we have all this stuff coming out to the surface that we're releasing that might not even be our garbage. So, you know, with Ascension, you tend to start to feel more and more, right? You start to feel other people's energy more and more, feel your emotions more and more deeply. And, you know, I always say that we're coming out of this dead world that was devoid of feeling for so long, right? And drilled out of like us and through culture, and now we're coming back and being able to feel everything like emotions. A lot of people have awakenings and have a hard time dealing with the energy because they feel such floods of emotion and energy coming to them. Jessica Tuma, compassion. Yes, we're trying to embody love and compassion. Those would be very spiritual qualities, to have spiritual understanding, knowing, compassion for others. More compassion, more heart chakra work. Sita Devi, cosmic connection. We're so connected to the universe in every aspect. Like I said, it's within us and without us on every level. Make sure that you're meditating to be grounding and tuning into this. I think everyone should be meditating for at least 20 minutes a day. People will be like, I don't have time for that. Well, do a shower meditation. Meditate when you're falling asleep. You have tons of time to be connecting to the universe. That energy that we recharge with when we're meditating is powerful. It's much different than how we recharge when we sleep on an energetic level. Carmen Buga. This eclipse occurring, this eclipse storm we're in right now, I was called an eclipse storm, right? This eclipse energy hitting the planet is going to move us forward on our path. It is also going to clear a lot of debris for humanity collectively. So it's really pushing you forward on your path. Trust the process. Let's see. Anna Jabosk. Mirrored souls. We need to realize that if you don't like someone or something in your reality, that you can change it by changing yourself. We can never change the people around us. Most of the time people don't want to change. I know. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, right? But we can change ourselves. So it's really important as empaths, we're always trying to heal and fix and repair everyone around us, that we're changing and repairing ourselves and healing ourselves, because we do want to change and our energy is going to be better spent. Make sure that, you know, you're grounding and staying aligned energetically. I'm always saying this almost every day, that when I'm ungrounded, my outer world starts to get chaotic, and you can really tell. So if I can stay really zenned out and grounded and calm and aligned energetically, my reality is going to go much better, and I'm going to draw better experiences to me. I'm going to go on that note. My link is above. I am here working through Friday, and then I'm going away to London. So if you guys need me, you need to find me before Friday. If you guys are one of my students already or interested in taking any of my classes in my class section, I'm going to be doing attunements and activations, either the second London activation or any of the class attunements I will be doing in London when I go for this lunar eclipse, which is going to be really huge for our Ascension. So if you're trying to participate in anything like that, just message me, let me know, sign up for a class. I would really recommend, for the people that are having a hard time with their Ascension or anything, checking our DNA upgrades out. You know that your DNA is your multidimensional access, and you know it can really help to go ahead and get those DNA activations instead of having the universe do it through the energy around us, right? You can really move forward much faster on your Ascension the more work you're putting into yourself and the more healing and energy type work you're doing. It'll really help speed up this whole process with the healing that we're doing and the activating that we're doing. If you guys have video topics like normal, just hit my business page inbox while everyone's on here. Before I get off, I'm going to say it again. Make sure that you guys send a request to our group on here, Awakening to Ascension. It is our new class, and it's going amazing. I just did a live feed on grounding. We're putting out a lot of tips for the chakras, healing, all sorts of activations. I'm going to be doing an activation in that space this weekend too. I do a lot of activations in that area from London. So if you guys are not in that area yet, make sure you guys sign up. Stay high vibe. But really remember that these eclipses are a reflective time, that we should be working on ourselves, reassessing, manifesting, right? Taking good care of our energy and things like that. So if you have a lot going on in your life, try to shift the perspective back to yourself and these energy shifts that we're going through. Love and light.